I discovered the finest MACD indicator strategy with an incredibly high win rate. Despite being very straightforward and simple to implement, the strategy still generates sizable profits. The approach makes use of a modified MACD indicator that performs significantly better at producing precise buy and sell signals. This implies that by utilizing this enhanced MACD indicator, we will be able to take positions that are significantly more lucrative. For us to be able to continue producing these free movies, kindly subscribe to the channel. Let's get started now that we have cleared that up. First, let's go to TradingView. I will demonstrate the strategy over a 5-minute period. Let's now include the indicator on the image. The enhanced MACD indicator will first be added to the display. Look for the AK MACD indicator under the indicator search option. Choose the Aldicate indicator and add it to the display. Let's now adjust the indicator's parameters to make sure they are ideal for the strategy. Click on the Style option under the Indicator Settings tab. The checkbox for the bar hues will be unchecked. That was all there was to it. Let's now examine the indicator's potential applications. Although the indicator is very potent, you can think of it as a buy and sell indication indicator in its simplest form. We can interpret an indicator change from red to green as a buy indication whenever it happens above the zero line. And we can interpret the indicator's change from green to red as a sell indication whenever the signal falls below the zero line. Let's examine a few possible items that the indicator could be used for. The spots are visible as being above the zero line. This suggests that the tendency is bullish at the moment. The dots are presently red, as we can also see. This suggests that there may be a pullback in progress. If the dots are still above the zero line when the dots change back to green, we will move into that spot. This is the situation, as you can see, so we'll take a buy position. The most recent swing bottom will serve as our stop-loss point. We plan to aim for a risk-to-reward ratio of 1.5 times for the take profit. Watch how the transaction develops. The spots are below the zero line as can be seen in this image. This demonstrates that the tendency is downward at the moment. Here, we can see that while the spots were below the zero line, they alternated between green and red. As a result, we can take a sell position. The most recent swing high will serve as the limit loss point. We'll aim for a risk-to-reward ratio of 1.5 times for the take profit. Let's now watch to see how the deal turns out. Now that you know how the indicator functions and how strong it is, we can add another indicator to the chart because, despite the indicator's strength, it occasionally generates false indications. We can remove these erroneous signs from the chart by including these additional indicators. The SSL hybrid indicator will be the first indicator we introduce. Look for the SSL hybrid indicator under the indicator search option. Choose the Mickle indicator and add it to the display. The volume indicator will be the second and final indicator we introduce. The level indicator should be located. Next, pick the TradingView indicator and add it to the display. All of the signs that we required were listed above. Let's now adjust the parameters to improve the indicators. Go to the SSL hybrid indicator options first. Then select the Style option. All of the boxes will be cleared, with the exception of the MA baseline and the bar hues. Once you've completed that, go to the Inputs page. The MA norm will be shortened from 60 to 30. Change the MA baseline class from HMA to EMA after completing that. Finally, we must modify the volume indicator options. Select the Style tab under the Volume Indicator Preferences. Volume MA should be checked. Additionally, we'll alter the hue to make it simpler to see. Click the Inputs option after that. Make the MA length 9 instead. The signs are now prepared for use. I'll demonstrate how we can eliminate many of the false indications the MACD indicator generates by using these indicators. The signal for the trend filter will be the SSL. As a result, the SSL sign will be used as a confirmation indicator. Whenever the price is trading above the EMA starting point, we will be searching for purchase entries. Additionally, whenever the price is trading below the EMA starting point, we will be searching for sale entries. This tactic, however, won't be effective in markets with little traffic. To ensure that there is sufficient traffic to drive the price up or down, we added the volume indicator. We'll use the MA line to gauge whether there's enough traffic. We will presume that there's enough volume in the market whenever the volume bar is above the MA, and that there isn't enough volume in the market when the volume bar is below the MA. Let's look at when to initiate a buy position now that you know how we will be using the indicators we added to the chart. First, to confirm that we are in an uptrend, the market must be trading above the EMA. The candlestick and EMA line will turn gray or crimson once there's a pullback to the EMA. We will disregard the signal if the price is at the EMA but the color doesn't alter. We must examine the volume indicator in order to verify the input. The second requirement will be satisfied if the volume bar is higher than the MA. Finally, we need to examine the enhanced MACD gauge. When the dots change from red to green, we will join the trade if they are above the zero line. The MACD indicates that the bullish trend will continue, so we join the trade. Depending on the market volatility, we will either put the stop loss at the EMA or at the most recent swing low. We plan to aim for a risk-to-reward ratio of 1.5 times for the take profit. Let's now watch to see how the deal turns out. Let's now examine a sell indication. The price is presently trading below the EMA, which shows that the trend is down, as the first thing we notice. The candlestick and EMA line will change gray or blue once there's a pullback to the EMA. We will disregard the signal if the price is at the EMA but the color doesn't alter. We must examine the volume indicator in order to verify the input. The second requirement will be satisfied if the volume bar is higher than the MA. Finally, we need to examine the enhanced MACD gauge. When the dots change from green to red, a sign that they are below the zero line, we will place the transaction. The MACD indicates that the bearish trend will continue, so we initiate the trade. Depending on the market volatility, we will either put the stop loss at the EMA or at the most recent swing high. We'll aim for a risk-to-reward ratio of 1.5 times for the take profit. If you want to see one of my other trading strategies I use when day trading, check this video right here, because this strategy works great on the every time frame you want. I'll see you guys next time.